Then in my chest, then in my mind, singing my step, make the timeline slide. Melanin lit like the sun won't die. Breathing the body, got the whole room high. I came back with the frequency clean. Black star soul in a human machine. Whole world glitch when I enter the scene. I was born where the pressure made diamonds speak. Where the block got prayers under concrete. Where the phone got souls on a dopamine leash. And the kids scroll numb just to feel some peace. I've been watching the code, try to copy my glow. Try to market my pain, try to package my soul. But the mantra hit deep when the bassline roll. Zen for the wheel, zen for control. Sing when I move through the static. Black boy magic with a Sanskrit habit. Prana in my lungs, got the whole world lagging. I don't chase trends, I decode what happened. Rahu in the mirror tried to sell me desire. Shiny on my back, put my nerves in fire. Soya on my crown, made the bloodline brighter. Chandra in my mood, made the night inspired. Then in my chest, then in my mind, singing my step, timeline slide. Melanin lit like the sun won't die. Breathing the body, got the whole room high. I came back with the frequency clean. Black star soul in a human machine. Whole world glitch when I enter the scene. She said your aura feel expensive. I said that's tappers in the flesh. That's ancestors in the real. That's karma leaving through the breath. I don't need fame, I need center. I don't need noise, I need aim. I don't need them to believe. I let the mantra charge my name. Then for the ones who survived it. Zen for the calm and the flame. Sing for the spark when we rise up. Everything falls for the change. Then zen zing. I came back with the frequency clean. Black star soul in a human machine. Whole world glitch when I enter the scene.
All right, family, I want y'all to put a thumbs up in the chat if y'all can hear me. Put a thumbs up. I want to welcome back everyone to the Spiritual Shade Room. We have a special guest today. Joining us, we have Myron. He runs the He Got Game channel on Instagram, and we've connected a few times with AJ on Ball Don't Lie. I thought that we could do a video together and get a little bit more content out, you know, working with each other. And I want to have a preferable long relationship established, putting content out with this very special soul. Myron, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm well, man. Thank you again for the invite and for having me. I'm excited about this one, man. Looking forward to the insight that you always bring and have. We have a little one-on-one time now, so we can dive in, and I'll just get to pretty much, I'm going to share what I share, but I'm going to be intrigued as to what you saw. I got a little briefing of what you showed, so I'm looking forward to this whole stream.
Yeah, this is going to be heavy. We got a lot to speak on. You know, the World Cup just ended today, so you know we got to cook up some info with what's going on with the World Cup. But I want everyone to see what you have going on with your Instagram. If you're not following Myron, family, he has one of the best decoding pages on Instagram, and he should have way more than 2,000 followers. He has very intriguing posts. He's predicted a lot of these things, put things together with the numerology and just understanding the language of how the simulation is simulating, as the name of the video. And I follow his page, and I love, you know, what you put together with your decodes. Just a little bit about yourself, Myron. How did you start to get into decoding and gematria, or understanding that there's something to decode here in this reality, so the audience will know.
Right. So mine started around 2020. Around the time I feel like it's expanded since then. I didn't know too much about it. I know like not too many people are fond of Zachary Hubbard. I know he had a lot of people, but I looked at his videos around the time like Kobe passed, that as well as like a lot of other people kind of started waking up around that time, or who was just questioning a lot of things going on. So it was around then, kind of branched away from that, maybe like 2022. Found videos. There's a great person that goes by the name of like Gematria Altum. They have like a blog page, so I would pay attention to their stuff. Decoding with Cody. I know Truth Frequency Radio used to have Rambo on there, so I would tune into him a little bit, and then I found AJ from Decoding with Cody sites. But I pretty much like started going out on my own. Like I know, I noticed like a lot of people use gematria for gambling. And like humans, we really like know how to taint everything that's great. Like gematria is a gift when you understand it and you learn the numbers and the frequencies behind it. But it seemed like everybody wanted to start becoming like the god of gematria, or like the all-knowing being. And then it just got so fixated with sports betting. Like it turned me like, if you bet, okay, everybody's grown. Like you want to bet on sports and use it for your benefit, like more power to you. But that's not really like I put out a lot of stuff and then I'll get comments like, oh, so who's winning or who's winning? And it just is kind of a turn off, because that's not why I do it. Like mine is coming from a more spiritual aspect, growing up with a religious background. And then as you get older and mature, like you notice what is beneficial to your spirit and your soul, and then what's kind of been fabricated and made up. So just connecting the dots. I have an upbringing. I played sports my entire life. I come from an athletic family. So it's easy for me to kind of like connect it when it does tie into sports. And then that, of course, they just use the Bible and these simulations and rituals so frequency. So I use the patterns. I use gematria sometimes. Sometimes I don't even put the numbers in my posts, and I just see the patterns and everything that comes to light. So it just whatever I'm led to, like I get discernment when it comes to certain things, and certain things that I feel like need to be shared, and I share it. And then sometimes I sit back and let other people have the floor if they have something deeper to dive into than I do.
That's an excellent explanation. So you came around 2019, 2020?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, well, for you to come in around that time, you're extremely advanced with the information. There's a lot of the numerology I see with gematria is pretty basic
Yeah.
standard type stuff, but the stuff that I see you breaking down is a little bit more advanced and insightful, so you can see deeper, and that's a great quality that you have. Now, what about the He Got Game title you chose?
Well, that like I said, I'm a basketball player. I don't play anymore. I'm a family man. I'm married, have my children. But I grew up. I played basketball. My sister played pretty much almost to the point of pro. I have like a brother from my dad's side who played minor league baseball for about like 8 to 10 years. So I huge sports knowledge, huge sports background. He Got Game was just always my favorite movie growing up. Of course, another biblical theme, like the Ray Allen's name is Jesus in the movie, but I just have always loved the movie. So that's how I got my screen name for He Got Game. Just kind of left it at that. Didn't really use social media too much to broadcast what other people use it for. So now I'm just using it as a platform to share my work.
Okay, yeah, that's dope, man. I love the movie He Got Game. A lot of stuff. So yeah, I appreciate you sharing that with us. So I was going through your page, and there were some things that's been getting a lot of attention. Where do you want to start with this one today?
We can start, I guess, we can go from, since it's the first one up, like the Nipsey Hussle and Selena one. I'm from LA. So I never, I kind of left Nipsey Hussle one alone because people are like, it was pretty big out here. Like a lot of people felt a certain kind of way about that. I put together, I started looking at things and the patterns, and then I put out something maybe about like 10 days ago on it. It's got a little bit of attention to it. But yeah, we can start there if you're comfortable with that.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I see you have Selena and Nipsey Hussle. Now, one of my biggest videos from my old YouTube that got taken down was I felt was an assassination of Nipsey Hussle.
Okay.
Eremias, who was his real name.
Yeah.
It got over like 30,000 views whenever it happened. I can't remember what year it happened, but I was just like, yeah, I think they did something to this brother. And you know, you got the guy who did it, and they tried to say it was a gang hit, but I think somebody kind of orchestrated it. But I noticed you had some type of tie-in with Selena. What's going on with that?
Okay, yeah. So so Nipsey Hussle and Selena, they died in similar fashion. Kind of just an altercation happening. And then Selena's was tied to confrontation about embezzlement, and murder, and kind of like how Nipsey Hussle's Big U case turned into like a case of embezzlement and murder. But they passed on the exact same day. So their death date is the same. So that was the first thing that stuck out to me because the music world was shocked with Selena. They really hold her heart, still wholeheartedly, and listen to her music frequently, as well as they do Nipsey Hussle. Maybe not around the entire world or America, but I do know like it's deep rooted in LA. Like a lot of people do feel a certain kind of way, but they died a certain kind of way. And then I just always try to find like a biblical theme or connection, just because that's like where my line of work takes off and that's where my mind goes. But so for Nipsey Hussle, they were both killed March 31st, one in, I believe, 1995 and the other one in 2019. So they have similar death dates. Selena was killed in Texas, in Corpus Christi, Texas, shot and murdered. Nipsey Hussle, of course, the same, shot and killed and murdered. Nipsey Hussle, although Selena, she was killed in Texas less than 24 hours before Nipsey Hussle's death. He was at a March Madness tournament for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So he was pretty much celebrating with the Texas Tech team less than 24 hours before his death. So that was the first thing that I saw that caught my attention, was that they have the same death date. And for Selena to be killed in Texas, and for Nipsey Hussle, the last pretty much thing he was seen doing was celebrating with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. So I looked into my sports background. So the year that Selena passed and was taken away, UCLA won the national championship. So a California team from Los Angeles won the national championship, and the MVP of that game was Ed O'Bannon. Ed O'Bannon, he went to Artesia High School out here. And that meant something to me because Nipsey Hussle hung out with James Harden, and James Harden also went to Artesia High. And James Harden is pretty much, his name came up in the Big U case. So last year, I don't know, the date is in my notes, but so last year, the exact same day that Selena's killer was denied parole was the exact same day that Big U got indicted, connected to Nipsey Hussle. So not only do they have like the same death date, but they're both cases took a turn last year on the exact same date as well. And again, like James Harden, he just pretty much left Los Angeles, and he was traded away. But even if you go back, Nipsey Hussle went viral because of a fight that involved the Houston Rockets. The Houston Rockets play in Texas. Again, Selena is from Texas, but it was a fight between Brandon. It started with James Harden and Brandon Ingram. The attention was on Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo, but the fight started because Brandon Ingram shoved James Harden. And then you can kind of see like the camera goes to Nipsey Hussle after the fight, and like Los Angeles is going crazy saying Nipsey should have ran on the court and all the social media stuff. But that stood out to me because, again, it was James Harden. It's a Texas team that's connected to it. And again, so the year Selena died, UCLA made it to the national championship, and she got killed in Texas. Nipsey Hussle gets killed in Los Angeles, and Texas Tech makes it to the national championship the year Nipsey Hussle dies. So just is circulating. I'm pretty sure there's a little bit more if you dive a bit deeper into it, but that's immediately what stood out to me, just their similarities, the similar way they were taken away, their lives were taken away, the exact same dates, the dates last year of her killer's parole being denied, and then Nipsey Hussle's pretty much executive manager getting indicted and going down for the exact same charges that were charged for Selena. One was murder, and the suspicion of Selena's murder was for embezzlement. And that's what Nipsey Hussle's executive producer is facing. A couple of his charges, it was embezzlement and it was for murder. So I do know next month he does have an album coming out called Prolific.
Really?
So that's on August 14th. The gematria behind that has a lot of like bridge collapse numbers. Prolific is 88, 52, 128, and 47 in gematria. So I'm gonna look into it and see if I can have something on that release date. But even the word prolific, like he died at age 33. A lot of people who follow the Christian faith, they believe Jesus was killed at age 33. And then Selena, she died in Corpus Christi, Texas. Corpus Christi means the body of Christ. So the body of Christ is Corpus Christi is like the Last Supper of Jesus Christ. That's what Corpus Christi is. So for her to be killed in a city where it translates and carries over into the body of Christ, and then them kind of having like the Nipsey Hussle killed at age 33, like Jesus portrayal. And even one of Nipsey Hussle's children's name is Cross. And we know how Jesus went out on a cross. So just the connections I found about that were intriguing. And I felt like I wanted to share that content because I know those are both two huge names in the music industry.
Whoa, one of his kids' name is Cross? That's wild.
Yeah, with a K. With a K, yep.
Wow. A lot of people say I look like James Harden. So,
I can see that.
Yeah, they be telling me I look like James Harden in the hospital and everything. I'm like, leave me alone. But that's very interesting. And his name, getting it from Nipsey, was it Russell? I think it was a comedian.
Oh yeah, Nipsey Russell, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was like an elite joke, how they take these people out and how
Correct.
certain entertainers' deaths have big correlations to sports teams. What is your thoughts on it being connected to these teams? What is the occult, esoteric magneticism that they make connections to different, teams or towns or states? What do you think is going on?
I always go back to energy and the frequency, and then America just being so fixated on idolatry and idol worship. I know like that's the biggest way to fall and fail, and that takes you the furthest away of like pretty much who you truly are supposed to be existing as a being. Like once you start worshiping not even your own flesh, but like others for entertainment purposes, I do believe that's why they use sports and athletes so much, because it's entertaining. Like I played sports. It's amazing skill. It takes talent. But a lot of that time, like you're spending your entire life, like trying to perfect a craft, and you having the only time to do one specific thing can take you away from even seeing what's around you in the world around you. And I think that's how they get people to invest so much into sports, because no matter how much an athlete makes, like the person above them is making a whole lot more, and they're still at the end of the day in control of what truly transpires. Like I think that's why it's so hard for a lot of people who follow the work, because they're like, everything can't be scripted, everything can't be this, everything can't be controlled. And I agree, like the talent is real, and I don't have like a specific answer into how a lot of these things are orchestrated, because I'm not the one orchestrating them. But at the end of the day, like when you see so many pieces fall into place and so many things that are connected, music, politics, it's all a frequency, and it's all something that the human mind can be subjected to and fall into a deep pattern with, when you're pretty much on the wave or frequency of what's being put in front of your eyes to see.
I have a theory that these people, or some of them, are literally born for these rituals.
Right.
Like I saw something, just to go over here real quick.
Yeah.
I saw someone post this earlier. What is the odds that Angel Reese, can you see this graphic?
Yeah, I can see
You
it.
guys see that? It says just 4 days apart, Angel Reese somehow put up nearly identical stat lines on July 13th and July 17th. It shows she played 33 minutes. There's that 33 again, just like in the Nipsey Hussle breakdown you just did. And she had 23 points. She had 2 assists. She had the exact field goal percentage on these dates. Like, what is the odds? I think there's something on a biological, genetic level with something that they implemented into the human genome that we don't know about. In the beginning, when we're born, either there's some type of injections, quote unquote, that's given, or there's something that is allowing them to curate certain athletes and control the actions of certain, almost like a homunculus Geppetto control type thing. Now, like you said, I don't know the extent of how they do it, because I'm not doing it, but it seems ridiculous, you know, how they do this. Yeah. So
I mean, I would agree, especially like being from Los Angeles, Hollywood, a lot. So I was leaving the hospital that I was born at. So I was born at Cedars-Sinai Hospital. That's where a lot of celebrities go to die or whatever. Like I said, I don't have the answers, but that it's a hospital where it has its own building. Steven Spielberg has a building that he put money into there. Just a lot of Hollywood stories and lives end at that hospital. So a couple of my children have been born there. I was born there. And I do think, like, from what I've seen in my experience there, I think you are like treading down the right path when it comes to like a lot of these things are predetermined once you enter the earth, and once you are put in the hands of something or someone or something being inside of you. I do believe like that a lot of the outcomes in lives are shaped it from the very beginning.
Yeah, it's like some type of alchemical occult breeding.
Yeah.
And I remember in the movie, there's a few movies where they talk about they were able to clone the entire population in a few days. You know, not to say that we're all clones, but I think there is some type of project, some black budget project from the military to produce these Kabbalistic controlled people. I don't know. I mean, it's an ongoing theory, but I don't want to stay too long on that. So you made a few posts. Do you want to talk about the Knicks championship? Because it's pretty big. Or do you want to
no,
tell us?
we can bypass that one. We can go to we can stay in the music industry right now. Let's go to Tay Keith. The one where you see the big Project X in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go there. So just keeping it kind of like towards music. These are the only two musicians I know Tay Keith was a producer. I usually do sports posts, but I did one for Nipsey Hussle being from Los Angeles. And then I did this one for Tay Keith because, again, like things immediately jumped out at me when this was announced. And I listen to hip hop like I do. I'm not going to say that I don't listen to a lot of the stuff that is a plague on our society. But like when you grow up, and like I said, when you have a certain kind of lifestyle, like those things you do become accustomed to. So I do know who Tay Keith is. But again, this is a passing. He passed on the exact same death date again as another big name in the music industry, XXX Tentacion, if I'm saying his name right. But he does go by the rap name of X for short. So I just immediately saw the connections of again with Tay Keith and X, and I know like X out, getting X'd out kind of means like you get killed off. So Tay Keith, he came to fame through Drake, and I know Drake. I thought it was odd that he passed on the day that X was killed because a lot of people tied Drake's name into the killing of XXX Tentacion. So Tay Keith, he came to fame from a song called Look Alive, where he produced it, and it was a song with a guy named Block Boy JB and Drake on the song. But Tay Keith produced that. So my first connection that I saw was him dying on the exact same date as X. The very next day after Tay Keith's death, the rapper named Key Glock came out with an album. He released an album called Project X. So Project X came out one day following Tay Keith's death. The very first song on Project X, the song is produced by Tay Keith. And Tay Keith also produced the single for the song of Project X. So that was something I'm like, okay, people, they might overlook that a little bit. Like he's not a huge name in the music industry. So I went to what I saw a lot of people saying that, oh, he had legal troubles with Sexy Red, like Sexy Red and him were in court and had a legal thing going on between those two. So of course I looked again. Sexy Red is from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm like, wait, Dante Hall. So Dante Hall was a huge football player name when he played because he was exciting to watch, but he played in Missouri. He played for the Kansas City Chiefs, and he ended his career in St. Louis, Missouri. And so Dante Hall, anytime he had an exciting play, he would throw up the X. He came up with the nickname X Factor. But Dante Hall and Tay Keith share the same birthday. So to keep people following, he passed on the exact same death date as XXX Tentacion. He has the exact same birthday of the X Factor, Dante Hall, while having legal troubles. And then I'm like, wait a minute, Sexy Red has this song that Tay Keith produced, and Key Glock is on the song. And this song went viral this year because it had Shawn Michaels dancing to the song. What is it? We want to party, or you want to party? So Shawn Michaels is dancing with Sexy Red in the song. Like it got so much attention on social media. But again, Shawn Michaels, if you're a wrestling fan in the 90s, Shawn Michaels is the person who started Degeneration X. So he started the faction called Degeneration X, and he just happened to be going viral with Sexy Red during the time. And the song that went viral is a song that Tay Keith produced and that has Key Glock on it. And Key Glock, again, he drops Project X. Sexy Red is dancing with somebody who created the faction Degeneration X. And then just all of these X themes that started dropping into play to find it. And I'm like, well, when you kind of X out a cartoon's eyes, like that means they died. So I did title this work like X Marks the Spot based on the connections in the X that I found. And then they still don't have a cause of death for him. And the only element on the periodic table that starts with X is xenon, 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 and they use that element in autopsy. So he's going to need an autopsy to find out his cause of death. And they use that, they make the human corpse inhale this chemical along with oxygen in an autopsy to find your cause of death, so they don't have to cut the human body open to find out. So just another, like, the only element on the periodic table that is used in the autopsy that starts with X is this element, and that's used for the autopsy when you don't ever want to cut the human body open. And they said Tay Keith's death is unknown, and he's going to need an autopsy to figure out how he passed away.
Yeah, the X also reminds me of Osiris when he's born, or when he's buried, not born. But he's born again as Horus. But when he's buried, he has to make the X. He crosses his arms, and that's why the Solomon's practice in Freemasonry is reenacting the burial of Osiris, making the X across his chest when he's buried, because pharaohs are buried that way. So it's ironic that this is about a death. And I think a lot of these people are, unalive in Osirian type drama of rituals. So this Project X could be tied to a Osirian rite, and all of these people connected through it could have some type of tie back to the sacrifice of this producer. I saw it was some other people that died around him. He's from, you say he's from St. Louis, or is he from
No,
Tennessee?
he's from Memphis, Tennessee, I believe.
Yeah, there wasn't the Memphis Grizzlies player.
Yep. He died, and I believe
from Tennessee, but he played for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he played in Memphis. Yep, correct. He died, played in Memphis, and I believe they called his death a suicide. But again, like, just the I had another post that had a little bit more insight on him. I don't have it up or the memory at the top of my head, but yeah, I think he died in like another similar unknown fashion of not knowing the cause, but they labeled it as a suicide for his death as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
and
like,
I do know, like, his music. So he dabbled in music on the side, and a lot of his, like, sports cars interest and his music and style favored that of XXXTentacion as well.
and doesn't Sexy Red have 2 X's in her name?
Yes, she does.
So it's like overemphasizing the X.
The X, yes, sir.
So it's X, and it is this, the X is very symbolic in this case, highlighted with the Project X and the xenon
Yes, sir.
chemical property. So yeah, that's extraordinary, and it's unfortunate that people are losing their loved ones to these rituals, but it's blatant and it's very put in front of everyone if you're paying attention. And Sexy Red, she's been, there's hackling around her with him producing that big track for her, and I guess she hasn't paid out the estate.
Correct. And I'm wondering if this is the song that they're talking about. I don't know if this is the song, but it may be this song that they're talking about.
It could be. I would have to look. But I'll notice also, going back to Nipsey Hussle, that his children just got the payment for his estate.
Yes, sir.
This goddamn month. So it's like they're holding these people's money.
What's that, 7 years?
That's 7 years.
7 years.
7 years. 7 is the number of completion. And 7 is also the cane, the 2-ball cane, another Masonic symbol, what the 7 is. So it seems like they make money off these created characters in the industry. Well, he went by his real name, Tay Keith, but they suck the money out of what creativity that they produce in the world, and then they give hand-downs of what's distributed through the money down to the lineage of the people later on. And sometimes they even do something even more devious to their descendants. So
Yep. And it seems like you imagine waiting like 7 years to get the inheritance, and then after that 7 years, like you said, when the money comes, something happens to that loved one, so they don't really even get to see it at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah, that is some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So where were we going next with it?
You can go right to the left with the Kobe and Myles Garrett piece.
I saw Myles Garrett just get a award or something, right?
Yeah, so he just won. Of course, like there's some people don't ask me if Kobe and Myles Garrett is the same person. Like I said, I don't hang out with these people, so I don't know. But they have like undeniable like characteristic traits that resemble each other. So again, like I've been looking at Myles Garrett and Kobe Bryant for a while. I spent a little bit of time on this piece and noticed and found some interesting findings here. Myles Garrett, of course, this all ties back to LeBron James leaving Cleveland and going to Los Angeles. He spent 8 years in Los Angeles. Kobe Bryant's first number is the number 8. His second number is 24. So LeBron is going to he left Cleveland to Los Angeles, played 8 seasons, and now he's exiting Los Angeles as he goes into his 24th season. And even you can use him playing 8 seasons in Los Angeles and leaving after his 23rd season, which is Kobe Bryant's birthday, 8/23. But we have Myles Garrett, the man that is a spitting replica to me, if you want to go to the last slide on this, that looks like Kobe Bryant. But Myles Garrett, again, he is leaving. He left Cleveland as LeBron is exiting Los Angeles. Myles Garrett leaves Cleveland and he comes to Los Angeles to play for the Los Angeles Rams. Of course, Los Angeles is about to host the upcoming Super Bowl, but we get, as LeBron exits with a huge Kobe ritual, his whole time in Los Angeles has pretty much been synced to the death of Kobe. But now we have a man that shares similar characteristics or features of Kobe Bryant leaving Cleveland again, where LeBron came from, to Los Angeles to play in the city of Los Angeles while LeBron exits. But Myles Garrett, he won 2 ESPY awards. This stood out to me because he won 2 ESPY awards on the death anniversary of Joe Jellybean Bryant, Kobe's father. It's on the 2-year death anniversary. Myles Garrett wins 2 awards. And this led me to the football player, Kobe Bryant. So the football player, Kobe Bryant, just won a Super Bowl. He beat Los Angeles to advance to the Super Bowl. Kobe Bryant, the football player, he beat Los Angeles to make it to the Super Bowl one day before the death anniversary of Kobe Bryant. And then if you look at this image, Kobe Bryant, the football player, where is he from? He's from Cleveland, Ohio as well. He wins Super Bowl 60 after beating Los Angeles to make it to the Super Bowl. He wins Super Bowl 60 with the Seahawks. If you look below at the helicopter image, a Sikorsky SH-60 Seahawk is a helicopter. Kobe Bryant, what helicopter did he pass in? He passed in a Sikorsky model helicopter, but his was just a 7.6. It wasn't a 60, but a Seahawk is the exact same, pretty much replica of the helicopter that Kobe Bryant passed in, the basketball player. Now you have Kobe Bryant, the football player, win Super Bowl 60, and you have the Seahawk and the 60 in a Sikorsky model of a helicopter that almost exemplifies the one that the basketball player Kobe Bryant passed in.
That's crazy. What is the odds of that? And why would they name this after a Seahawk? That's just, it's just so. And then you said was it Super Bowl 60?
Yeah, Super Bowl 60, and it's a SH-60 Seahawk. And
Wow.
Kobe Bryant, the football player, wins Super Bowl 60 for the Seahawks.
And Kobe Bryant is the cornerback for the
Yep.
Seattle Seahawks that wears number 8.
Yes, sir.
Man,
And
oh
he's
man.
from Cleveland, Ohio.
So that's what I mean. Like, what is the odds? It's too less of odds just to say, oh, this is just vicariously just happening, you know?
Correct. And then, okay, so if we go back to the first one, again, Myles Garrett, his girlfriend ties into this because her name is Chloe Kim. Chloe Kim is an Olympic gold medalist. She's a star athlete herself. But she played in a movie called Charlie's Angels. If you could look at the Charlie's Angels remake, what's behind them, that symbol looks a lot like Kobe Bryant's helicopter symbol that became like a brand for Kobe. That's his brand image right there. And the young ladies in front of the Charlie's Angel symbol looks like or represents a similar pattern of the Kobe Bryant logo. So Chloe Kim, what is Chloe Kim in the movie? She's an angel recruit. So she's an angel recruit in the movie, and she's in a scene where she jumps out of an aircraft. That's her role in the movie. She's an angel recruit. And as a lot of people may know or may not know, what movie was released on the very last birthday of Kobe Bryant, An Angel Has Fallen. Was the movie that was released on Kobe Bryant's last birthday when he was alive. So Chloe Kim, again, she goes with the man who pretty much has similar features as Kobe Bryant. She plays in a movie as an angel recruit called Charlie's Angels. An Angel Has Fallen does come out on Kobe Bryant's last birthday. And we're in Los Angeles. It's called the City of Angels. Again, like angel themes, Bible themes, it always seems to tie back into something spiritual and kind of makes you raise an eyebrow or just what are they using like our human bodies for during our time on this earth. Myles Garrett and Chloe Kim, they said they went public with their relationship in Japan. And again, like Japan, I feel like that was strategic as well because Kobe Bryant's death date is 126. During the time of Kobe's death, the area of Japan was under its 126th emperor. And of course, the most popular place where you get Kobe beef, it's a city in Japan. It's Kobe, Japan. The only place that exists as Kobe is in Japan. So I feel like them even making their relationship public in Japan was another piece to the puzzle. And Kobe Bryant, he's a huge part. It seems like a lot of things do connect to him. So I'm not sure. It's been a number of connections that you truly cannot count and keep up with, and I'm sure there's a lot more. But this specifically, like I said, stood out to me because this is a young man who is an amazing athlete. He's considered one of the best athletes in the NFL, and for him to just pretty much have a spitting image replica of Kobe Bryant just playing a different sport coming back to Los Angeles, I felt like I had to do a little bit of work on that and put that out there.
Yeah, I damn near can say that this guy is a clone of Kobe Bryant. damn near. But you know, I don't want to go over and be all woo and be like, oh,
right. Right. I mean, if you can look at that and say these guys look nothing alike, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna just keep moving on.
Right. And you know, just like the Kobe Bryant, his name connected to the Kobe beef. Also, his name means door. It means doorway, like the doorman. You've been seeing a lot of door connections in the Jewish synagogue. When you go in, just like, you know, in the Baptist church, you have an usher. In the synagogue is a doorman that, you know, greets you and shows you how to go throughout the synagogue or escorts you synagogue. And there's been a lot of doorman rituals, just like the Pope with opening the 6 doors before he passed. You know, there's a whole lot of door stuff as well. So I feel like Kobe is the door to a lot of their occult rituals from 2020 on up.
And on,
there's a lot of evidence. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, but I feel his favorite book, by the way, was The Alchemist. It goes back to
Kobe made it no secret that he was into dark magic.
Right.
He made it no secret that he was writing books. The book with the tree that he had, like the kind of the as above, so below symbol. He was very out and open. And of course, even our language that always goes back with the etymology. A lot of the things go back to Latin root words, and Kobe being from Italy. So I understand why he is so connected to a lot of rituals that do happen, because he seemed like an intelligent man outside of basketball, like very knowledgeable, and what he was connected to is something that we can see now that he has passed, but probably just was very unaware of that it existed to this extent, because again, we were paying attention to him just dribbling in the basketball.
Right. And to say that none of these superstar figures on the world stage isn't going to have any occult ties is ridiculous. There's so many ties to these people. Tom Brady, LeBron, Michael Jordan. It's just endless occult connections. And if you're not understanding esoterically how these people are tied in month by month, year by year, there's something in the news that's very odd and connected to these people. So you have to begin to understand that.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Where would you like to go next?
This can be we can wrap it up with this last one, and then have you jump into yours. But for the messy, and the burning blue connections right there.
Oh yeah.
So this is my most recent one. Put this out last night. I got some amazing feedback in the comment section that is going to have me dive a little bit deeper into the color blue. But I saw so many things about like the connections and people putting out messy in regards to the biblical themes, as well as the Messiah, messy, the Messiah, and even the region Messia, MESIA, Messia translating to Messiah, but Messia is a city that exists in Spain. And I know that Messi played against Spain today. But I stumbled upon another Messi, and it was a Roman emperor that goes by the name of Messius Trajan Decius. So he was the Roman emperor in 250 AD that led the first empire-wide persecution of Christians. And it was fitting and fit perfectly because America is 250 years old right now. And in 250 AD, this occurred. So it's fitting that we have the World Cup final in America where they're tying all these Messiah themes. And Messiah is a theme that's that corresponds with Christianity. And so for Roman emperor to kind of go by the similar name of Messi, to be the first Roman emperor that pretty much began the persecution of Christians, I don't think that was a coincidence. So that is where I landed. That was my first piece of information that caught my attention. The next piece was Messi's his nickname being Leo. And we being in the time of Pope Leo the 14th. Pope Leo the 14th is not the first pope. The first pope was he was also a bishop. He was a Roman bishop. His name, he either goes by Saint Leo or Pope Leo the First, but they call him Leo the Great. And what was Leo the Great known for? He was known for arguing if the Jesus Christ was if he was spirit, a divine spirit, if he was human, or if he was both, all put together in one. So that's what Leo the Great is known for. So for Leo Messi, again, to have so many ties to the Messiah, and we're in the time of another Pope Leo. If you go all the way back to the first Pope Leo, what he is remembered for is him saving the fall of the Roman Empire. So you have a Roman emperor named Messi that persecuted Christians, and then you have Leo the Great, who fought to pretty much show that Jesus's existence was him in the divine and him in human form, all put together in one. Yeah, so that's where my connection got with that. And then I started looking into the color blue. Messi plays for Argentina. Blue, our last pope, also. So the emperor, I don't want to get too ahead of myself. The Roman emperor Messias, he was born in 201 CE. So that's in our current era, 201 CE. The last pope, Pope Francis, he was the only pope that was a Latin pope from Argentina, just like where Messi is from, and he's the only pope that lived in Suite 201. So I connected those as well. That stood out to me. Going into the color blue, Argentina, they have blue in their flag, playing in blue jerseys. They played at MetLife Stadium. MetLife Stadium replaced the New York Giants stadium, and the New York Giants, they represent the color blue. So I just started looking at the blue themes and understanding like this is why I felt like Messi was going to lose, because everything, it seemed like it was about Messi and Jesus as the savior. But if you look at which is supposed to be Satan in Hercules, Hades, his head is blue. He portrays the underworld. He's blue. So a lot of the blue themes made me look again into the Latin root words, and Messor, it means reaper. So pretty much like to reap, to take away. So reaper is Messor. So I started to look at the blue connections, and Mariah the Scientist, her song, which came out 6 days before Pope Leo came into office, was called Burning Blue. And it kind of has like a military theme. And she can't even, like, I looked at a couple of interviews and she couldn't even explain like the true meaning. She's like, it's a love song, but this song is very low vibrational, is very somber, and burning blue can have a connotation to a lot of negative themes. So one that stood out to me was like when in Christianity, you think of, if you don't live the right way, you burn, you go to hell, the fire, the flames. But a flame at its hottest temperature is blue. And then I looked even more into the blue themes when it comes to the date that Burning Blue was released. It was released on May 2nd, and that just happens to be the birthday of a lot of athletes. That's David Beckham's birthday. Lionel Messi plays for David Beckham. He plays for his MLS team. So David Beckham has a fragrance line that's called Classic Blue. And you can see Messi posing in a blue tuxedo next to Messi. Another May 2nd birthday is The Rock. And The Rock goes all the way back to his days where he was just a wrestler before a movie star, and he went by the nickname the Brahma Bull. And what color was his Brahma Bull? When he comes out, the lights go low, the arena turns blue for The Rock. The Rock also plays as the character Maui, and Maui, the demigod, can manipulate. One of his feats is that he can manipulate fire. And if you remember the Maui fires, one of the big conspiracy theories was that a lot of either homes or cars or things that were the color blue were the only things that survived those fires. So that I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see. And then we even have this year with Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch has the birthday as well. Kyle Busch, the last car that he was driving before he died was blue. His very last NASCAR win, he's in an all blue suit interviewing. So he was covered in blue. And I just started thinking of all the connections, even like going back to The Rock. Yeah, I know a lot of people aren't wrestling fans, but I have a lot of content on the wrestler Owen Hart. So Owen Hart, before he passed, he joined the Rock's Nation of Domination. And after the Nation of Domination split up, Owen Hart dressed up as a blue superhero and fell to his death. So he was pretty much like eliminated. But and there's a thing in wrestling saying that when they dress you up in blue, the color blue, that means they're about to write you off of television or fire you. So I just started connecting like all of the blue themes that seem to be either lower vibrational, like Burning Blue, the song, it's an R&B song, it's rhythm and blues. And the blues is pretty much a genre that relates to you being sad or not feeling up in spirits. So that was just my, like, so there's some people, Gematria Awesome, they dropped some amazing insight in the comment section. They shared that blue was not even a word in the language for quite some time because it was supposed to be, I guess you weren't supposed to be able to see it, and it became a color. I believe the Egyptians were the first people to be able to create the color blue and turn it into a word in their language. So that was mind blowing to me. And then the stuff that they shared, the denim being related to blue jeans and breaking down the word of deny him, kind of being associated with denim and these Christ themes. Like my response was the wrestling response, the blueprint that released on 9/11, and you're not supposed to be visible. The wrestler John Cena, who wrestles in blue denim jeans, and his theme being like, you can't see me, kind of like invisible themes. Just a lot that I feel like I'm going to have a follow-up with this specifically on the color blue, but I don't want to go too far off on tangent. And then this portrays also Pope Leo. He went to Istanbul, and again, The Rock, the Brahma Bull, Pope Leo went to Istanbul to visit the Blue Mosque. He visited the Blue Mosque, and this got attention because he refused to pray with the local Muslims there. So he visited there, but he did not take part in the prayer while he was at the Blue Mosque. And the day he went there, he went on this soccer player's birthday. His last name is Musa, and that translates to Moses. And Moses, what does that have a connotation to? Has a connotation to water. And what color is associated with water is the color blue.
A whole lot of connections. There was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Let me start with, so in Hawaii, when they had the ritual going on with the burning houses, when you were connecting the color blue to it, blue is 666 terahertz. So you have the 666 connection with blue, and not only that, I've been the main person speaking about the number 77 connected to Israel. Okay. I've been connecting all of these 77s, like Luka Doncic wearing number 77. The player that kicked the only goal today in the World Cup championship, his name equals 77. And you know, when Trump was reelected, was in the 77th year of Israel, and Israel's flag having that iconic Judaic blue. This blue, it came from a process where they got a trunculus shell of a old sea creature by the name the Hilezon. That's the ancient name of it. And how they made royal class people clothes. You know how they said royal people wore purple.
Yeah.
The Romans wore purple. They would
Yeah.
get dye from this trunculus snail by boiling his blood, and eventually by extracting the color out of this snail's blood, they will put it in
Okay.
clothes. It made an awful smell, by the way. They said the smell was so awful that anybody married to the people that made these colorful dye, by law, by Torah law, they were able to divorce them because the smell just stick to them.
Wow.
They had to be separated from civilization to make these clothes for royalty. But
Okay.
later on, how blue got adapted is by taking that same process of the blood of this snail. They will boil it, but the missing component goes back to your Moses analogy just now of the soccer player's name. They would have to hold the pots of boiling dye up to the sun in the daytime. The sun gave it its blue dye color, and that blue dye became the royal color of the Israelite priests, the robes, which later becomes the same blue that's incorporated in the Israel flag. It's through, and that snail, by the way, is the original story of the Cthulhu Necronomicon being. That sea creature is the original story. So there's a lot of connections going further, connecting this blue thing. Somebody also pointed out the Masons have the Blue Lodge. Somebody else connected it to the Blue Beam Project, Blue Beam.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be like a Christ coming, the fake version of Christ coming back, and even the word beam, be meaning to exist, and am meaning another conjugation of be. So pretty much like to exist. Like, why are you creating a second coming of Christ that is blue beam, like the blue to exist in blue, pretty much? Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of Jesus' original robes, from the depiction of, how they present him, he has blue on as well, a lot. But yeah, my post is going to go into the plasma and the blue Kachina myth. So it's ironic that we connected that.
Yep.
It's very ironic, but yeah, family. What about you said Blue Devil as well, right? Because
I'm sorry. Yeah. So the Roman emperor Messias Trajan Decius. So the other name that stood out for me, I'm like Trajan, again, a huge sports fan, huge sports background. The Duke Blue Devils had an amazing basketball player named Trajan Langdon. He was their leading scorer even in their national championship game where they lost, I believe, to UConn in '99. But Trajan Langdon played for the Blue Devils. He works, I think he's with the Detroit Pistons organization right now, but Trajan Langdon, biblical themes, he's tied to the Blue Devils. He's responsible for drafting Zion Williamson, another Zion biblical connection. So he's behind drafting because he used to go work for the New Orleans Pelicans organization before the Pistons. So he was a Blue Devil. Messias, the Roman emperor, was he was the first person to lead an empire-wide persecution of Christians. He was pretty much called like the devil in human form. So people used to relate Trajan Decius to the devil. And I thought that was ironic that decades later, Trajan Langdon ends up a Duke Blue Devil, and then he ends up drafting another biblical player by the name of Zion Williamson.
Wow, and Zion is from here, where I'm from in South Carolina.
Him and John Morant, right?
Yep, John Morant grew up right down from me, 30 minutes. We know his family. So yeah, that's crazy. The Zion connection, that's wild. You know, that's crazy. And I think there's been a lot of rituals around him. I don't think he's allowed to play basketball because they always try to make the joke
Yeah. Yeah.
that he's fat and he's out of shape, even though
Yep.
you know,
It's not real. I'm not
yeah,
buying it one bit.
yeah.
I'm a person that wholeheartedly believes that they tell a lot of these athletes that that's it. Yeah,
What,
even I don't, I know they say like Derrick Rose played reckless, but I don't think Derrick Rose's injury, I think those were planned for him too. Like anytime there seems to be like a player that is going to surpass like who they want on the main platform or who their person is, they kind of like have a mysterious injury that keeps them back for some time.
wow. That's what I think too. I feel like based on your name, Kabbalistically, they have certain gematria ciphers that they
Absolutely.
pretty much associate your life with, of how your career is going to go with.
Absolutely.
Like certain things will be associated with that character. That
Absolutely.
matches with the gematria.
I agree.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Somebody said Mariah.
And
Bill's
even her
biblical.
name, Mariah the Scientist. Just
Yeah, Mariah. The scientists. So it's like these scientists are creating these I don't know. Some people call them Nephilim. I don't get into the Nephilim stuff.
Yeah,
too
me
much.
either. Me either.
Yeah, of Nephilim, but whatever is being concocted
Mm-hmm.
biologically is
Yep.
something that's devious and Kabbalistically black magic, I
Yep.
believe.
I agree.
Yeah. Did you have anything else to add on?
No, that's it, man. I appreciate you for even giving me the floor for that long. Thank you.
Nah, that's cool, bro. Everybody in the chat is very active. I'm reading some of you guys' comments. So we're going to get into, we're a little bit over the hour now. So I want to discuss some things, the World Cup, primarily in the demonic rituals that's occurring around there. I have some commentary to go with it. The guy that made the game-winning the goal to win the championship of the World Cup, his name is Ferran Torres. And I was connecting a lot of the symbology around Spain to the tower, tower card in the tarot. Because if you look at Spain's flag, let me pull up their flag real quick. It's like the logo of Spain or the coat of arms. It looks like a tarot with a crown on top of it, which I think represents some plasmic connections, Freemasonic connections. Here's the double pillars, the plus ultra society, which connects back to the Moors that ruled Spain. And their best player was a melanated person. He was not allowed to score the last goal. Did you notice that?
That's crazy.
The player that they built up so much, he was not allowed to, I don't think he was allowed to score that goal. But look, his head was used to score that goal. So when the ball was kicked, his head hit the ball up in the air, and this guy named Ferran Torres kicked it in. So he was involved in the score, but he didn't make the goal. The Yamal person. Yamal. Yeah. So Ferran means traveler. So his name means traveler. That's connected Masonically. The traveling man is what a Mason is. And his last name, Torres, translates to towers, to the towers. And in the Spaniard logo, it makes me think of these towers here. His name, Ferran Torres, means the bold traveler of the towers. That's how I looked at it. And I'll go a little bit deeper into some of the plasmic symbolism in 1 second. I want to speak about the World Cup as a planetary sacrifice. the World Cup takes on this type of character of a planetary ritual because it's built up on several nations that place their entire identities inside of these 11 players. So for 9 countries' pride in public view, and any goal can charge or change the mood of millions of people because that player is acting as the nation's representative body. So people who have never met this player can experience his success as their success in the country, and also his mistakes as their humiliation, as we often see with different players. The antics that they do get associated with the state or the team that he plays for, and now everybody is humiliated through that player. So the collective investment gives a match to an emotional weight far beyond just it being a sport. That's why it's black magic. Now, one of the things I spotted immediately was this team. I'm not sure which team. I think this is Brazil. It looks like Brazil colors, but look at his eyes. You know, somebody spotted somebody that, I don't know if they were trolling, but they were wearing these eyes. And it's a video where you can see them clearly having these dark black eyes. And it reminded me of the Bones of Harmony, Bone Thugs of Harmony, the video with Uncle Charles. You know, him having this was the scariest music video I ever seen when I was little. I don't know about you. I see this shit. This shit used to give me a nightmare that night. See, Uncle, I don't know. Y'all put a 1 in the chat if seeing Uncle Charles. This is for millennials. A lot of Generation Z, they don't even remember this shit.
No, they don't. They don't know who that is. They don't even know who Bone Thugs is.
Janae said it was so scary. I used to cry. And this woman right here is I don't know if you've seen the TV series From, Myron, but there's a TV series out called From. We've been decoding, and her eyes went the same color like a month ago in the season finale. Her eyes around the same time that this happened, her eyes went the same color. So that, and then a lot of people have been associating these poses that the World Cup players were making to the Baphomet. You know, they show the little black boy. This is literally a melanated boy. He's looking up with his hand across his chest. He has an afro, and he's looking directly up to the Baphomet. And a lot of players been doing this, reacting with their hands on their chest, looking up. That's kind of weird, but I think, like we said earlier, that they are told to do this to represent the symbol.
Absolutely.
This is a part of that $1 million check comes with the incentive that you do the antics that they want you to do. So they also spoke about this Ghanaian witch doctor, and this was a big story back on June 24th. So there was some Ghanaian witch doctor that there was a claim that the player Harry Kane had been cursed, and it went viral. So they don't have the exact name of who this person was, but they had pictures of the guy, and they said he was with 11 men, and he was doing a ritual when Ghana faced this I don't know what team that is. I can't see what. I think it's England. Actually, when they faced him, he had the last chance to score a goal, and he missed it. He missed it to tie the game, and everyone, you know, promoted the viral claim that it was because of what the witch doctor from Ghana did. If you know anything about spirituality or a spiritual system, that is, I don't think they would actually bring one of their top priests out on television to perform a ritual. Not to say that this person isn't a black magician or whatever you want to call him, but I think he might work for them people.
That's funny that you say that, because the New York Knicks was using the wrestler Danhausen to, like, he was cursing the New York Knicks opponents, and I was like, oh wow, this guy's face paint. Wrestling hadn't done that until they did it long time ago with the character. They got it from a voodoo witch doctor from a 007 movie, but they created the wrestler Papa Shango. And Papa Shango used to put voodoo on people. And I'm not going to cut you off, but I have a whole series of notes on like them, like they pretty much like recreated that for the New York Knicks championship this year with Danhausen and him cursing the New York Knicks opponents so they could get a championship.
Oh, I need to look into that.
Well, we'll talk about it. I'll show it to you.
A lot of that. Okay, yeah, they do that a lot, using Papa Leg by using different Vodal, entities or different Orishas. So I just found that interesting that there was a dark magic occurring. Speaking of Lionel Messi earlier, and that other player, the Yamal, I'll pull up his picture in a minute, but some people connected that Lionel Messi's full name, Lionel Andres Messi, is the 19-year-old kid's name. It has Lamine, and Lamine, I guess, is his first name. I don't know if it's his first name or last name.
I don't know either. I think it's his last name.
Let me type it in just to be sure.
I think it's his last name.
Is his last name?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, is his first name? It's Lamine Yamal.
Okay. Yeah, Lamine Yamal. Okay.
Yeah, Lamine Yamal is the name of this player we're talking about, everyone. He's supposedly the boy that was baptized by Lionel Messi 19 years ago. Well, it wasn't even a baptism.
I don't know about you, but that picture is so weird to me.
Let me pull it up real quick so people can see it.
That picture is so weird, man.
It's very weird, right?
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about the duck too. We've been seeing this duck, this Drake duck. We've been seeing this the whole time. Associated with the rapper Drake. There's been a lot of ritual around this duck.
Yeah,
but they had the duck, and remember the commercial, the commercial when he's waiting on Yamal to walk up. I didn't load that video in there, but there's a video of him waiting on him before the championship, and he's squeezing the duck in front of a grown man. Still a teenager.
This is so weird. So weird.
Yeah, and then his hand is in the bathtub. I just found that it's very cringy. It's very cringy. And the Argentina flag has the sun with the face on it, and the tarot card has the little kid riding the white horse in the year of the fire horse. We're in the Chinese year of the horse, and the Rider's Waite tarot card, which you know what number this tarot card is? 19. 19. Also, 19 can represent the letters A and I, AI.
Yeah, and that's what's coming. That's the transition.
It is, and I pointed out on our last broadcast that there was a city in Canaan literally named AI. Have you ever heard of that?
I didn't. Yeah, tell me about that one.
Yeah, it says AI was a city in Canaan mentioned in the Hebrew Bible. According to the book of Joshua, it was conquered by the Israelites, headed by Joshua during their conquest of Canaan.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I just did something on the fall of mankind with Cain and Abel, so that's spot on.
Yeah, so they got some AI connections, guys in the Hebrew Bible.
Man.
With the 19th tarot card, or the 19th card in the tarot deck, Yamal, or Lamine Yamal, is 19 years old. This picture occurred 19 years ago. Their birthdays are 19 days apart. And Spain just won the 19th World Cup championship. Isn't that something?
Man, did you see them try to like put out a video with Jimmy Fallon try to make everybody seem crazy for connecting the 19s?
No, I didn't see that. I think I saw it.
Jimmy Fallon on his show, he tries to like make everybody seem crazy, and he makes fun of all the 19 connections on his show to make everybody kind of look like it's no big deal and everybody's losing their mind.
That sounds just like something that they would do.
Yep,
They would
mockery.
I just saw somebody in the chat saying some stuff like, "This is stupid." You know, they send their little, cover-ups to seem dumb that people are connecting it, but they don't disprove it. They just say it's stupid.
And that's it. They call you a name like an elementary kid, and then they move on.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, since you're so competent and you're the smart one, show me how intelligent you are. And they can't even do it. They can't even do it. So, yeah, that's why I ignore all of that crap.
Always.
So the new GOAT, they're trying to connect this Yamal person, and even though he just won the World Cup, we're not looking at him like a superstar yet. If he would have made that goal, probably. But maybe in the next couple of years he rises in fame. But as you know, I don't like to put things on people, but there's always a sacrifice around these type of things. And if you watch the movie Him, the younger quarterback, his name is Tyreek Withers, he sacrifices Marlon Wayne's character in the movie. So at the end of the movie, did you get to see Him?
I haven't watched it. My kids were with me. They too little for it, so I've turned it off, but I'll probably pop it on today.
Yeah, watch the movie Him. It's not a great movie.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, it's not a great movie, but there is some crazy esotericism. Like he goes into the sauna and the temperature is like at 201. You're gonna notice that it flashes at 201. There's a lot of connections at 201, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. So you also had Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber performed, and I noticed that he had his kid. He was carrying this child over. I think it's his son, but the feet kind of look like horns to me. How they frame the picture, how the legs is protruding outward. Justin Bieber's birthday, March 1st, is exactly 140 days with World Cup 140. Also, Justin Bieber in FIFA World Cup equals 134 and 190 in the English ordinal cipher and reverse ordinal ciphers. Justin Bieber equals 53. Luciferian equals 53. The word horn equals 53 in reverse ordinal. So this music performance promo visually is placing this child's legs or his child's legs over his head like horns. And I feel like they've been doing a lot of MK Ultra around Justin Bieber, almost like he has some type of handler. He's not the same Justin Bieber that we grew up on. So it goes back to what I said earlier. These people later on in their careers, it's almost like they lose their minds, like they're not themselves.
Yeah.
So he keeps posting pictures of babies on his Instagram and other social medias, and it's getting kind of creepy. So keep your eyes on Justin Bieber and what they do with him.
Okay.
All right. Let me get to the plasma portion, and then we can do a little bit more current events.
Okay.
I also wanted to know your thoughts on ISO Speed's performance. Wouldn't this be the sun in the middle?
Looks exactly like it. The sun or the iris of an eye.
Right. The iris of the eye, or the Argentina sun.
Yep.
Or the Jesuits, them being a sun coat. But it also, to me, it represents the the actual object projecting the plasma, because
Mhm.
don't forget, in France, you had all of these people dying because of the sun.
Hmm.
Did you hear about the cases over there of the people
Mm-mm.
dying? Oh, you
No.
never heard about that. So France experienced around 1,000 excess deaths during the peak of a record-breaking heat wave in late of June 2020,
Mm.
with older adults and
Mm.
residents in urban areas being affected. And some
Wow.
people said that this heat wave is affecting the people that took the jab.
Hmm.
Look, it went up to 12,000 now. So it said 1,000, now it's 12,000.
Wow. From the sun.
You know, that's a lot of people for the sun. And I feel
That's
like this
that's what
pertains
that
to,
immediately in the sun,
yeah,
and to illuminate that immediately makes me think of what was in the jab and the luciferous ingredient, and that's like
yeah,
what the like fireflies and stuff, so they can glow in the dark and things like that. But the luciferous makes me think about the sun and what you're tying that to for sure.
exactly, exactly. And I feel like when I study, getting more into the mythology of it, when you look into
Yeah.
um, ancient American culture, they talked about the different suns that we had. We are currently in the fifth sun, and a lot of their deities pertain to sun worship. I feel like Spain represented the red Kachina, and Argentina represented the blue Kachina.
Mhm.
Now, if you look up the red and blue Kachina, it's a Hopi prophecy, the Hopi Indian prophecy, and I think it represents the shift of plasma. And I feel we're in the current trajectory of this plasma apocalypse that's occurring. And the
Yeah.
France, the people dying, is a part of what type of coronal mass ejections is occurring from the sun in this
Yeah.
plasma shift. So Argentina and Spain, they function as chromatic poles of a celestial drama. Argentina carries this blue phase of the plasma through the national color, through their player Messi, whose name equals 16 in Chaldean numerology, linking him to the Tower card in the tarot deck and to Mount Meru as the world axis. Spain
Hmm.
also carries the red phase through its crown tower emblem, where the tower signifies also Mount Meru, and the crown on the Spain, the coat of arms, it represents the celestial dome that splits during a plasma event. So the final stages of this is showing the blue sky and the red sky of the blue Kachina and red Kachina. The red Kachina is understood in Hopi prophecy as the purifier, which we know now that Spain won. So the red Kachina wins and it purifies. Then
Hmm.
it follows the blue shift and ushers in a world-altering purification.
Hmm.
So France, and also with the Sabbatean Frankists, which is the people that begin the lineages of Illuminati. If you trace it back, it's all Sabbatean Frankists.
Mhm.
What you were saying earlier with the blue flame, the Sabbatean Frankists are experts of inversionism, inverting frequencies. A,
Mm.
a red flame is supposed to come after the blue flame. But what they did is reverse it. They had the red team win over the blue team to reverse the frequency of that. Also to end that messianic tale that you were speaking of connected to Messi.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
France and England also has some of that symbolism as well. So France is called, their team is called the Les Bleus. I don't know how to pronounce this. Bleus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it
Le
Leblus?
Blues? Is it Le Blues? I don't know.
We're trying to pronounce it in English. I think it's called Leblus. but its original identity was red. And they also have the which is the phoenix imagery, making it the sign of renewal through this fire of the sun in France right now, while England has a sequence of a darker form with the blue lion here projecting the red tongue, and the red tongue is giving the red shift with the blue body. So you see the protruding tongue kind of looks like Kali sticking his tongue out. Well, the tongue represents the plasma being interjected down into our magnetosphere coming from the sun. And this deity is connected to Tlatekukli and Mictlantecuhtli. These deities are originally tied to death, which is the plasma event. They are sacred figures across cultures, and the tongue signifies plasma entering our dome during the apocalyptic event. The image shows a pattern of a subterranean power that can be read as fertilization that is destroyed through the plasma event. Across these traditions, there are recurring signs of this plasma event, as the tongue is the plasma descending, and the deity signifies the electrical body of the event. Also, it shows other images that I won't even get into, the plasma poles. But it seems to me that it being in America, Myron, and him having a South American team kind of connects back to American deities, which if you guys want more, say it again.
Even go back to the last skeletal feature.
This one?
Even that on the right, it kind of like reminds me of the Native American imagery that they use. And I think that's why like the everything, whether it's like religion or which you're discussing, is all timed out. So I think that's why they're saving like the next big news since the World Cup is over. And the Messianic, the next thing is going to be the LeBron James like decision and him being connected to the King James Bible, and him if he becomes either a 76er or if he becomes a Golden State Warrior. I believe it'll tie into like the revelations in the Church of Philadelphia. If he makes those two, because the Warriors are originally from Philadelphia as well. But I know the Warriors, their old logo reminds me of they used to have a Native American as their logo when they were when they played in Philadelphia. But that head piece reminded me of the old Golden State Warriors. They're a Native American based team that came out of Philadelphia before they moved to California.
Was it this right here?
It's a blue one. I think he was in blue. They had like a blue logo. Is that the one?
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. But just that image you had made me think of like the headgear of Native Americans and thinking like that the next major sports thing is gonna of course go back to LeBron, but like the revelation and then the transition, how you said the AI, if he joins either Philadelphia Sixers or the Warriors, they both tie into Philadelphia, and the Philadelphia is known for Allen Iverson, the original AI. So that's what has me. Yeah, that's what even like maybe almost a year ago, I did a little something because LeBron took a he took a photo with Allen Iverson's mother, and I want to say it happened a little bit over a year ago. So I'm waiting to see like the decision that he makes. But everything that you're talking about right now just like has my head spinning in that direction, especially with this AI piece with the plasma transition that you focused on. Because for Christianity and the the book of Revelations and the Church of Philadelphia, that's supposed to be like the transition into the return of Christ. And in this sense, is pretty much like the transmission, like you said, of our plasma and everything else, that as we enter into what I believe is going to be the phase of AI coming very, very soon. So I just wanted to throw that.
Yeah, I think, man, don't forget plasma is involving us as well, because we all give off a plasmic charge. The universe is 9% plasma. The 1% that is the third dimension. But within that third dimension, quantumly, we're still made up of plasma. Yep. So these plasma shifts that they use symbolically, they're integrating these stars, these figures. But you see the word star. What is a star? A plasmic body that we can see in the night sky. They're utilizing these people that have so much attention focused upon them to be the spectacle of their occult rituals. Yeah. So then that's why, you got the eye on top of the pyramid. These people are representative at that moment of time, like LeBron holding up the whole goddamn market to where he's going. Like, he needs to hurry up and choose. Gonna be. You say it's the Philly or the Warriors.
Yeah, if he makes to any of those connections, either to Philadelphia or to the Warriors, I think that's because he just completed his King James Bible ritual last season. And so I feel like if he enters into like the Church of Philadelphia ritual, that'll be like the Revelations theme to kind of get us over the hump and transition like humanity into this whole AI phase of existence that's pretty much around the corner.
You know what's real crazy? People don't know about Freemasonry. The whole entire Freemasonic drama is around King James' daughter marrying into the Stewart family. Did you know that?
I didn't know about the Stewart family, no.
So if I could kind of type in, so King James' daughter,
I
think her name is, they call her the Winter King.
Okay.
Her marrying into the Stewart family is like the alchemical marriage. That's what they call it. They call it the alchemical marriage. So it's S-T-U-R. I spelled it wrong. So if you guys study that in David Livingstone's book, it covers how everything is around this marriage. That's what it's called. The Stewart family. Elizabeth, the Winter King Stewart, is the daughter of King James.
Okay.
And her marrying into, so this is both of them, her marrying into the Stewart family is the alchemical marriage. And every Freemasonic reenactment is re-simulating this marriage.
Tell me her name one more time.
Her name is they call her Elizabeth Stewart, Queen of Bohemia.
Okay.
Just like the Bohemian Grove.
Look, can you look up Mario Chalmers? Put Mario Chalmers in your Google search and look at what his daughter's name is.
Queen Elizabeth Chalmers. Wow.
So Mario Chalmers is the person who gave up his number 6 jersey so LeBron could wear number 6 when he went to the Miami Heat. And his daughter's name is Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, you gotta keep your eyes on Mario Chalmers.
And
his daughter.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know this was what the connection was. Yeah, I'm learning about this right now.
Yeah, you guys see that Queen Princess Elizabeth, only surviving daughter of King James.
Wow.
She was the surviving daughter of it. So this is some real stuff that you need to connect if you guys haven't connected it.
Okay. All
right. So I also noticed when LeBron made his decision not to come back to the Lakers, my team, it was on the 181st day of the year. We weren't mad, Myron. We weren't real mad that he wasn't coming back. You know,
No,
they trying to
nobody is.
they making my team into the snow time Lakers now.
Yeah, it's I can't say I'm not enjoying the downfall of the Lakers right now.
Yeah, it's Gail Goodrich, and what's the logo guy? I can't remember the logo.
Jerry West.
We got Jerry West and Gail Goodrich.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly for a while.
I think we might be all right. We just got to get 2 good wings. We're gonna be
That's
all right.
it. That's it. Y'all can be a strong 8 seed.
No, don't put us down that low. But yeah, it was on the 181st day of the year, and 184 is the 42nd prime number. Yeah. So you know the N word is connected to the number 42 historically.
Yep.
So there definitely was a humiliation ritual for it to be the 181st day of the year.
Yeah.
Within that decision. So we'll see where LeBron ends up. We'll see. Did you see the latest Nike commercial after the finals around Wemby?
The last thing I saw was like his ad with all the nuns.
I remember that was during the finals.
Yeah. I didn't. That's the last one I saw.
I think this is also connected to those fires in Toronto, because they said the sky has been orange up in New York and Toronto, or in Canada, the sky has been orange. And I think that relates to plasma as well, and the House of Orange that Cody was connecting to a lot of things. The House of Orange, William Orange. And I don't know, I had some more pictures connected to Wemby. I don't know where the other pictures went, but yeah, that was some weird stuff. Where was I? I got a little bit off track when I was doing that. Okay, let's get back down here. So some other things connected with the World Cup. There was a children's book that came out in June. Did you hear about this?
Nope.
There was a children's book called The World's Game.
In
this book, yeah. In this book, it showed Messi and Yamal playing each other in the finals. You guys got to look this stuff up. And notice the world's game in gematria equals 201. So it goes back to the whole 201 thing, the Jesuit order, and it occurred 47 days. I mean, the championship was 47 days after the release of this book, The World's Game, this children book, and Vatican equals 47. Everything goes back to 47. 47 Euclidean problem is the Freemasonic problem of establishing foundation.
Yep, the Pythagorean theorem.
Yep, Pythagorean theorem. So yeah, that's a big revelation right there. Because we're trying to say that the Epstein files was the thing predicting all of the finals.
Yeah.
But after the Knicks won, they were like, oh, that was fake. I wasn't gonna follow the Epstein files predictions just because I know they kind of set you up with that. I feel like the Epstein files,
the distraction.
Yeah, it's a distraction, but I feel like it was a grim war. There was like some things that was occurring in the Epstein files that was spell occult rituals, but it's not to be read 100% literal. Like you need to follow this like a manuscript.
Right.
So people need to learn how to interpret certain things.
Right.
The fixation is for you to, keep your eyes on the Epstein files, and that's what's going to get you.
Yeah, chasing breadcrumbs.
Right. So we had that. Also, that Messi is 39 years old, and Freemasonry was founded on his birthday 309 years ago.
Yikes.
So 309 years ago. So that was interesting. They even showed the Ouroboros in the opening ceremony. So that they show some Naga symbolism. These are also plasma balls This is where the parabola problem in mathematics or in science, studying the parabola, is also going back to the basketball court. You know, you go to one side of the court, you know how the free throw line has this right here?
Yeah,
In
the arc,
yeah. That's a parabola. That's called a parabola. So it's still plasma physics that's involved. People were talking about the Shakira song Die Die. You know, it has dye in it, like D-I-E, but it also connects to the color orange as well, as Cody talked about in one of his broadcasts. So there was some symbology also connecting to the path of totality eclipse back in 2024. I think it was 2024 we had that eclipse.
Okay.
So you look at that LA symbolism to here, it looks very similar. And ironically, you were speaking about the connection to Selena dying in Corpus Christi. The path of totality went straight through the Corpus Christi as well. The body of Christ, the path of the eclipse somehow through that. So some symbology with that. So this, I'm kind of shifting topics out of the World Cup. There was an arrest made with rapper designer here in South Carolina. Adonijah sent this picture in our Discord group. So shout out to Adonijah. But they had the horse symbolism behind designer. And as we know, rappers are the same as these athletes, stars in the media spectacle. Him being arrested for domestic violence, he was chasing his loved one around with a hammer. And some people said it reminded them of the movie. What's the movie in the hotel? I forgot the name of the movie.
Not Hostile, right?
Not Hostile. His name is Jack. And he had the little kid, Stephen King movie. The Shining. Thank you.
Yeah, The Shining. Yeah, where he busts through the door.
I think he had an axe though.
Axe.
He had an axe, but he was running around chasing a woman, I guess, in a hotel with a hammer. So I don't know. But people have been saying that his behavior, I think he got caught on a plane masturbating. You know, he got arrested for something like that. So he's just been having these MK Ultra sequences and the symbolism of him standing in front of the horse. Very interesting. Very interesting in the Chinese Year of the Horse. One of the biggest rituals, I think, this summer was Nolan Wells. Did you have any thoughts on Nolan Wells?
What's he got going on?
So Nolan Wells was a sports athlete that played for a college team. I don't see what college team, but the mascot is the Bears, I noticed. And the high school team he played for was the Greyhounds. So I connected it to the 4th of July with the Sirius star in the sky, the Dog Star, the connection to the Dog Star. And now on a collegiate team with a bear is Ursa Major, which is also connected with the star Sirius. So apparently this young black male was hanging out with his white male friends, and they got in the boat and they went to this Mississippi seclusive island. And the white males ended up coming back and Nolan wasn't with them. They claimed to say they didn't really know what happened, and days later they figured out that he was killed.
Wow.
Or they said that he drowned, quote unquote, but there's suspicion that he was killed. And there's a lot of things people are saying, but that's on TikTok and social media. I haven't confirmed.
I'm gonna have to look into this.
Yeah, so the 4th of July left 180 days in the year. This occurred in Jackson County, Mississippi. Jackson County equals 180. His nickname is No No, reminded me of the Dogon tribe, the Nomo or the fifth of the Dogon tribe. No No equals 180. 4, as we know in many languages, means death. The number 4 means death. July 4th, 7/4, or 4/7 in other countries on the other side of the world. Occult equals 74. Freemasons is the 47th Euclidean problem. Trump is the 47th president.
Yep.
And I just talked about the dog days connection to the dog star. It happened during the Jason months, which is July, August, September, October, and November is the Jason months. And they're coming out with the new Jason movie called I think it's called Crystal Lake. It's a TV. I don't think it's a movie. It's a TV series.
Okay.
Showing the origins of Crystal Lake and how Jason Voorhees got his supernatural abilities, but it's the backstory of his mother.
Okay.
So, and Jason is a slasher.
Yeah.
He's a killer. He's a killer.
Yeah.
So, a lot of deaths around the Jason months.
Okay. What college was he supposed to go to?
Let me look up his college.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not where he was supposed to go to. He actually attended this college.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He was 19. It was like his first. So it's Southwest Mississippi Community College.
Got it. Okay.
So you guys look that up. Southwest Mississippi Community College.
Okay, I will.
So his last name I noticed is Wells.
The water.
Water.
Yeah.
And it happened in the astrological season of Cancer, which is a water sign. Cancer is a water sign. 4th of July in Gematria equals 177. He was a missing person. That equals 177. Xavier Wells, they called him Xavier. They didn't call him Nolan. His name equals 147, just like Freemason equals 147. The seclusive island was called Horn Island. That equals 51, just like his name equals 51. And Mississippi, which is the connection I was making earlier, all of the connections to the number 77. This goes back to Mississippi equals 77. Water ritual equals 77. And I connected a lot of 77 rituals going back to last year.
Yeah, the water.
Go ahead. You want to
the water makes me think of like the Noah's Ark thing, or the Moses like trying to build the ark for the Israelites. And I know like the horns, the collegiate player that everybody's going to be looking at this upcoming year is Arch Manning, like the Manning brother. He plays for the Longhorns. And I know this year's number 1 draft pick in football, he first played for the Cal Golden Bears, and then he transferred schools to Indiana and got drafted by the Raiders. So it's like the Raiders, the first, his nickname is Nandalorian, but Raiders of the Lost Ark is the movie it was the first Indiana Jones movie, is Raiders of the Lost Ark. And he just got drafted from Indiana to the Raiders. And he had like him being a Golden Bear, and then the Arch thing, like the number 1 draft pick this year is pretty much about the Ark. And then the projected number 1 player to go next year is the younger brother of Eli and Peyton Manning, Arch Manning, and he is on the Longhorns currently. So I'm gonna see what I find in this story. I'm gonna look into him for sure and see if I can connect anything with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to know if he was a quarterback. I'm not even sure what his position was, but that'll be even
Yeah,
more interesting if he was. But
yeah,
yeah, I didn't know that Fernando went to Cal, or
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He played at Cal before Indiana.
for
And
Fernando.
even his nickname, the Nandalorian, it's a Star Wars nickname. And the creator of Star Wars also created Indiana Jones, Raider of the Lost Ark.
Mm. And you
Yeah,
know the first Mandalorian movie came out last month, right?
I did not know that. That's crazy. So the perfect timing for it.
Yeah, I watched all of the Mandalorian, so I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know
Well, yeah.
exactly.
Follow the
Yeah.
Raiders this year because that's the entire theme is about Raiders of the Lost Ark with him. And they even find like a gold sculpture in the movie, the first Raiders of the Lost Ark Indiana Jones movie. They find a gold sculpture and he transferred from the Golden Bears to Indiana and then from Indiana to the Raiders. So yeah, keep an eye out for that and the Mandalorian connections.
Wow. Yeah, they said he was a wide receiver.
Okay. Oh yeah, he
He
looks
was a
like he's
wide
built like
receiver.
a
So
receiver. Okay.
they say he's a wide receiver. So yeah, a lot of stuff connected in the Mandalorian too. I haven't seen the movie yet. I need to watch. I forgot about it really, but yeah, a lot of co-context that's connected to the Mandalorian. So guys, check that out. But yeah, there's been a lot of cases with melanated people passing away with water. You know,
Okay.
this is another woman or a young woman named Talia Lowe. She drowned in Lake Michigan. She was visiting some of her white friends and she had a partial paralysis on her left side. She ended up dying. And I saw like the hands that was drawn here. And with Nolan passing on the 4th of July, she had the American pants on in the picture. I don't know if this was the last picture taken of her, but this
Okay.
was a picture circulating a lot. So I don't know. You know, there's a lot of malicious stuff happening around melanated people in bodies of water.
Correct.
So you got to be very, very, very careful right now. Very, very careful with the rituals that's upticking. This was something else too. They were saying that Nolan's parents here look exactly like Emmett Till's parents, and
Mm,
Emmett Till's body was found in a body of water.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, so that again another connection ritualistically to water rituals.
Yeah.
So, and people are saying, you know, why? You know, you get some people are contrarians just to be contrarians. They'll be like, that doesn't look nothing like them. You know, I don't like
Yeah.
those people.
Yeah, I
I
know.
like to
I just say okay and keep it moving.
yeah, if you disagree, if you don't think they look alike, then just move on. I mean, what is the point? What is that point? You know, but you know, I study Vedic astrology. They more than likely have a debilitated Mercury in their chart. That's debilitated Mercury actions where you have to respond and be a contrarian or argue or something like that. Your
Right.
Mercury is debilitated.
Right.
Yeah, so you guys, if y'all come across people that love to argue, there's debilitated Mercury.
I'm saving that. I got a couple of people I'm gonna use that on.
Yeah, you have the ability to look at their second house because second house is the house of speech. There's some type of a malefic planet probably in the second house or something like
Yeah.
that.
Noted. Duly noted.
Yeah, as other people are talking about Joel Osteen. Um, let me play this video.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna talk a little bit about this CERN thing, and then we can get ready to close this thing out. I
Okay.
think we've been on a bit long enough. But check out this video, everyone. Hold on, I gotta read the start.
Question, who is this man here? What is his name? You've seen him. Grandma might watch him. Auntie might watch him. Who is this man and how do you say his last name? Way or another, you have seen this man before on television. You've seen his books. What is his name? He is one of the biggest American pastors in the country. We've all seen him. He's been on television. What is his name? If you're like me, you remember Joel Osteen. Osteen with an L. Osteen. But apparently it's Osteen. There is no L. There's never been an L. There's only an L in his first name. Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen doesn't even sound correct. People were saying, oh, he changed his name for this reason or that reason. But if you go back to his old books, it's never changed. In this timeline, there was never an L in his last name. Now, this man has been in the news, has sold bestseller books, been on television since I don't know when. I find it very hard to believe that I just put that L in his name for no reason. Now, as an adult, I'm standing corrected. I don't know if this is a Mandela effect. I don't know if this is a timeline shift. I don't know what this is. But let me know what you think. What was his last name? What does his name feel like to you? Let me know. It's us.
Yeah. Do you remember his name ever being?
You know what's crazy? You know what's absolutely crazy? Before I started like doing my own stuff on Instagram, and I would just like look up stuff just to find, he was one of the main things I found, and it was his name change. It's exactly accurate. This is I want to say like a year and a half ago. I was looking and I was like, why does he have two different names? I want to start talking to my wife about this like a year and a half ago about him not having the same name.
Right. This seems like they're messing with us a little bit.
Yeah.
Because some people will come with the Mandela effect from the, if there is a Mandela effect, I don't feel like it's related to the CERN. You know, that's one thing people get incorrect. CERN is not a machine family. CERN is a scientific organization. The machine is called a Large Hadron Collider. And a Large Hadron Collider is here to pretty much collide particles. And people are associating them cutting off the CERN machine with some type of timeline skip, and the reason why we're having Mandela effects. But we've been having Mandela effects way before the CERN machine that they're running.
Absolutely.
Questions
and this is
reality.
not the first time the machine's been paused.
Right. Right. And another thing is, do you guys know how many Large Hadron Collider machines exist around the world in different countries?
Exactly.
It's not just in Switzerland. So even though CERN decided to cut their Large Hadron Collider off just for the remaining of the year, so they can, you know, get the numbers from running it for a few years, they're trying to, and they're building onto it to make it more efficient and to smash even more particles. I think they're studying the phenomenon of what would be a Mandela effect or some type of interdimensional drift that's happening in the mental aspect of what we're experiencing, you know, right now. I don't think CERN is causing it. I think CERN is here to study it. And for me to propose this other side of the theory, people get mad. Oh, no, it's got to be one place in Switzerland that's causing the entire universe to skip timelines. How can one place in one small area affect the whole goddamn universe? You have to be critically thinking, guys. You have to critically think with this stuff. So
I said the other day, there is no just one of anything. People who even use gematria, this is not your one tool to figure everything out. There's no one, there's so many different connections and things that you have to look at. There's no one infinite answer to everything that's going around in the world or the universe.
Right. See, it's still, there's somebody in the comments. CERN is doing it. They're using CERN with witchcraft. So I was saying, too many people, y'all got to detox from social media, man.
Yeah, because this is not just our world and our existence is too phenomenal to rely on just one thing of control.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say CERN, the scientific organization, hasn't done rituals. They've done the rituals. They put the Shiva statue outside of it. They've done a little opening of hell portal ritual on the opening day. And
Yeah,
people associate that like, oh, CERN has to be doing it because we got videos of them doing this ritual. Nah, that's kind of to throw you off from what's
yeah,
really going on. I would
yeah,
say it would be even more critical of critically thinking to say that large hadron colliders across the world can be causing some type of interdimensional drift and some type of timeline
right,
causation. But to say
right.
that CERN's doing it, and just CERN is a goddamn scientific organization, is not the machine. Go ahead, Myron.
Nah, I'm with you, man. My biggest I don't argue for one, but questions, I'm like, if I don't have the answer, I'm not gonna give it to you. But the one thing I never will do is place everything of control on one thing that I've learned. You can't learn one thing and think that is just what is running the whole show. And that's where like a lot of people in our realm and in our community fall short. Like this is not life is not one dimensional. Like we find all of these connections, we collaborate, we do so much, but we want like this one tool that we learn to be the answer, and it will never be just one thing.
Right, exactly. You can't rely on TikTok researchers. You can't rely on these things. You have to use your critical thinking skills
Right.
and do a little bit of research past TikTok, past social media experts. Not to say that some people may have a little bit of insight of an angle that nobody has, looked into. Not to say just because you're on social media, you can't analyze these things. I'm just saying
Right.
don't always go with exactly what's popular to say.
Yep.
Study it a little bit and
Yep.
understand it a little bit better than what's being recycled.
Of
That'll be your
course.
best bet. Do that.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Let me get back down to the other screen. So yeah, brother, we got to get you back on, man. I think this was very productive. I like to get, faces that I don't usually have on the channel.
Yeah.
We have regulars that visit and we do excellent videos with each other, but we need to get people like yourself and your information out. Can you tell the people where they can find more of you and where, they can,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I appreciate you. Like I said, anytime, man. I got excited when you reached out to me. Anytime I'm free, and I know we're on different time zones, but whenever
yeah.
you're ready and want to just hop on, man, let me know and I'll always make time. You can find me on Instagram. That's where I post most of my work. My screen name is He Got Game. It's H3GOTTGAM3 with an underscore. A lot of the stuff that I spoke about today was just stuff from what I've posted this past week on Instagram, but I've been doing it now, streaming with AJ. This is how I met Ani through AJ. So I'm very excited about the connections that I'm meeting and the brilliant minds. I'm always interested in learning. If you feel like you can learn from the things that I put out, or just add to something that I missed, I'll never be somebody that thinks they know it all or can't learn from anyone. So whatever you see, if you visit my page, share some content, give feedback on content. If you have anything to add, just drop it in, man. I love interacting with everybody, and I appreciate you, Ani, for having me here, man.
No, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Everybody in the chat is saying we did a very good job. They're definitely about to follow you now, Myron. Make sure you guys follow him now. And yeah, we're gonna do this more. You can follow me at the Spiritual Shade Room 1 on Instagram. I also do posts covering stuff just like how I did with the Nolan Wells ritual. So you can keep up on my current event posts on Instagram. But if you want deeper I go like 5 or 4 hours, Myron.
Yeah.
On Patreon, you go
Okay.
patreon.com/THE_spiritual shade room, and it should pop up
Got
as
you.
the true occult newspaper if you guys aren't familiar with that. And
Yes, indeed.
yeah, thank you very much, brother. I know you need to get back to your family. We will be doing this again, and we can't wait to have you back, brother.
My man, I appreciate you. Thanks for the love in the comments as well. Thank you as always, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. And family, we will be back on YouTube this week for a lecture. If you want my latest lecture, go over to Patreon. The link is down. You can click the tab to get the Patreon build. And we did about 5 hours on there. We did a Twitter space last night. You guys can go back and click the replay, but we will be back on YouTube this week. All right, family. Peace. Ira and Poya. We'll see y'all next time.
Yes, sir.
Moonchild in the mirror with the gold on. Sick of smoke spinning with the lights low. She said everybody want a soul now, but they sold theirs for a viral. Whole room feel like a portal. Bass hit deep like a wardrobe. Black guys back in the mortal. She moves smooth like a stone cone. Tobacco burn slow. Let the ancestors talk through the smoke. She said don't give your heart to the code. They gon' try to turn love into post, but I know what you hold. I can see ancient stars in your glow. When the whole simulation get cold, you the fight and remember the old. Moonchild, you've been running through my dreams all night. Brown skin shining like an eclipse outside. Whole world fake, but your spirit don't lie. Moonchild, come and break this timeline with me. We can make these dead worlds feel free. Love like gods in a bad century. She don't want fame, she want freedom. She don't chase trends, she can read them. She see the spell in the media. She know the truth when she feel it. Generations and I'm off the phone like everybody scared of their own mind. We just need rhythm and soul ties to bring back what they stole from the bloodline. Tobacco burn slow. Let the ancestors talk through the smoke. She said don't give your heart to the code. They gon' try to turn love into post, but I know what you hold. I can see ancient stars in your glow. When the whole simulation get cold, you the fire that remember the old. Moonchild, you've been running through my dreams all night. Brown skin shining like an eclipse outside. Whole world fake, but your spirit don't lie. Moonchild, come and break this timeline with me. We can make these dead worlds feel free. Love like gods in a bad century. And when the city fall quiet, we gon' rise through the sirens. Hands been we align it. No more running from the silence. You my ritual, my reminder, my black star, my divine one. If this world end by morning, I found heaven in your timing. Moonchild, you've been running through my dreams all night. Brown skin shining like an eclipse outside. Whole world fake, but your spirit don't lie.